Is the numbers going? Hello, everybody. It's Dr. Matthew Johnson and
Cynthia Kreitzberg.
And we're here today after our first night of our June 2019 night sit and sleepover. And you've seen other videos below. So you know the routine. We're going to be going through everybody's experiences and see if they heard or saw anything, felt anything, smelled anything. Okay. Okay, so here we go. We're going to start over here with Maynard.
Well, hello, Maynard Swigert, Logan,
Utah.
And last night, I can't say I had seen anything.
Awesome.
Truthful.
Okay.
Of course, I was blinded half the night for other reasons.
Yes.
So
Working
I'm working on that in the meantime right now.
Working on some equipment.
And chances are I probably won't produce anything right now because I don't have the correct programs. They're on another system.
Okay. Thank you, Maynard.
Shut up.
Next.
Hello,
Who are you?
Cynthia Kreitzberg. I'm from here.
Oh, awesome.
I was so tired last night. Other than some lights, I heard some footsteps, and I saw one figure when I walked down below. Other than that, I was really tired. And once I hit my cot, I remember nothing.
Okay. Thank you. Next.
So there was a lot of activity over on the 3 o'clock trail, and when I went down there, there was a few of us. We were all trying to make interactions, and some of us did. But when I looked down, I could see my hand started to glow red and change from red to blue, back to red to blue, and then later on when we went down to our cots, I had my CPAP machine set up on a marine battery, and I put it inside of a box so that way it didn't drain through the forest floor. And as soon as I laid down, not even 5-10 minutes, I hear a bunch of tapping on the cardboard, and it was like they were checking it out, seeing what the heck this thing is, you know. And I was trying to stay awake so that I could experience as much as possible, and I had my mask sitting on the side right here, and I started to doze off, and all of a sudden I get woken up and it's getting pulled away from me, you know. And so
Wow.
it's like, wow, okay, they want me to wear this, you know. That's just kind of the feeling that I got. But yeah, it was cool.
Awesome. Thank you, Matt.
I'm Alicia Watson from Medford, Oregon. Last night I was near the 3 o'clock trail, so when I saw others down there, and I decided, well, get up and go check it out, and I got to see the sparkling, and it was, and I knew my cot was down there. That's where I was going to be sleeping, in that area, and eventually Matt took me down there and got me to my cot, and I laid and I turned and I was watching the sparkles, and then I heard a branch break near where the goes off the main path, and I said, "Oh, you gonna make it?" Because I thought it was somebody else going to bed, and nobody answered, and so I had to do I'm strong like steel, Navy SEAL, all that stuff. And this morning when I got up, there was the fresh end of a evergreen, the new growth, just that piece sitting on the ground next to my cot, and it's deciduous trees above me, and everything else has been cut like a couple of weeks ago. So I got myself a gift. You know, I'm just happy as can be. Thanks.
Awesome. Thank you.
Stuart Barger from Royal City, Washington. I went down to the 3 o'clock with Matt and Tracy, and they kept putting their hands out, and they're like, "Oh, look, see, it's that." And I was like, "I can't see it." So I put both hands out. I'm like, "Is that it?" And I see my ring. I'm like, "That's my ring," but they're going, "Oh, I think that's it." Oh, I don't know. But anyway, I turned around later on the path. We were facing that way. And I turned around the opposite direction, and I held my hand out there for a while. And then I spread my fingers out. I was just staring at my hand, and I swear I could start seeing stuff going around my hand. But I don't know for sure. And then sleeping, as far as that goes, about the 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock area, I heard an owl
Yep.
and it was just, and that's, it did it for several times, and then I heard birds this morning. That's about all I had, but I slept great for 3.5, 4 hours, and I feel refreshed and ready to go.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Dave Cameron from Phoenix, Arizona, and we had quite the night. We got to the meadow early, and my grandson kind of kicked it off over the 3 o'clock position. He walked down to the 3 o'clock trail, and he slowly walked back toward me, holding his jaw off the ground, and his eyes were as big as saucers, and it just says, "Grandpa, they're over there." And I walked over there with him, and we saw these lights all over the forest floor, smaller ones and bigger ones further away. And we knelt down and we introduced ourselves and asked them to come closer, asked them to touch us. And we got I got this tingly feeling, and I could see the lights run over my fingers as I felt the tingle. And we kept asking to continue coming, and they did. And I didn't stay too long. I wanted others to experience, so I started getting the group one or two at a time, bringing them over, and Armani and AJ, and we all kind of experienced the same thing, I think. And it was awesome. At night, I slept well, but I was woken by a couple footsteps, just a couple, but it was distinctive footsteps that broke branches. That's all that happened to me at night. I slept well and woke up refreshed.
Thank you. Hello.
Hello, I'm Jim Fiddler from Goshen, Indiana, and I got to see some colored lights last night, and then I went to bed, and I had asked the Xanue to kind of work on me some, because I was hurting, and they did. I woke up refreshed this morning, and my back didn't hurt, and praise God, I'm glad. I'm so glad for them.
Thank you.
Vicky Fiddler, Goshen, Indiana. Saw some orbs last night, went down to the 3 o'clock position and saw some lights shimmering down there, and that's about it.
Okay. Thank you.
Hello, Cheryl, Longview, Washington. Since arriving here, the energy has been so beautiful and positive, and I just want to say, if everyone notices, I've been having just crying fits. I don't know what it is. Nothing bad, nothing negative. It's beautiful, and it takes over, and I just have to let it go. But as far as other experiences, we went to the meadow last night. I did see the 3 o'clock trail, the 3 o'clock position, the glow, the sparkles. That was awesome. I wasn't able to get down there for any touching. I wish I could have. I'm not very good on my feet in the dark, so I was sitting in my chair and I was concentrating on staring forward and looking peripherally. And I believe, I did see shimmering on both sides of my chair. And I thought that was amazing. I was getting a little cold. I laid down in my cot and I stared straight up at the stars, and I saw 4 beautiful shooting stars. And it was just an amazing experience, so positive, beautiful. And like I said, if I'm crying, I apologize, guys, I just can't help it. But it's amazing here. The energy is beautiful, the people are beautiful, the Xanue and God is beautiful. So please come if you want to.
Amen. Thank you. Hello.
Hi, my name is Amy and I'm from Daphne, Alabama. And I'm going to try not to cry. I had way more experiences than I really expected. I've had experiences before coming here in different ways, but nothing like this. I had the same experiences at the 3 o'clock with seeing all the shimmers, and you could see them come closer to us and back off, and we held our hands out, and I was able to feel the same thing that I believe Jeff had described. I've never experienced that before. Also, when you took me down to the wood pile, you said that we could ask for anything. After you said that, I was thinking to myself, what do I ask in my head? I didn't have to ask anything. They told me that I didn't have to say anything because they already knew. I could not believe it. It was like the opposite of what I'm used to dealing with. And it made it to where I didn't have to work for it. They did it all. And instead of me being drained, they gave me the energy kisses, and it was refreshing. And I knew when we were done, I just took a deep breath and exhaled, and that was my experience at the woodpile. Then Regina and I had decided to go and lay down for the night and get settled in, and we heard the owl off to our left from the meadows, and we both jumped up and said, "Did you hear that?" And I looked at my watch, and it was 3:35 a.m. And it was ooh, 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 ooh. So it was an obvious owl. I have one on my property, and I love him. We go back to sleep. 30 minutes later, right after 4 o'clock, I hear a woo, woo. And all I could think is, that sounded closer, and that was definitely from the same area, but that was no owl. And I start looking around, and everybody's in their cots. And I don't know, but I looked over towards the 3 o'clock, and I'm not sure what I saw, but it was like there was someone there watching over us all, I think. That's how I felt. And then I was like, okay, we are okay. And I just curled back up and notated the time and went to sleep. I want to thank everyone here for sharing your stories with me. I feel like in the less than 24 hours I've been here, I've been enlightened, I have grown, and I feel like I have known every single one of you for my whole entire life. And I thank every one of you, especially you, Matt and Cynthia, for having me here, because I am going to go home a totally different person than what I was. And I thank you guys. I thank everyone here for sharing this experience with me. And I would love to do it again anytime.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yep, thank you.
Hi, my name is Natasha Sesko. I'm Chinese, no, all of you guys. So I was thinking, I was here last time, so when I went home, I came over with my brother and my friend of mine, you know. So when I went home, one of my friends said, "Oh, Xanue was bringing friends come to my yard. I got visit all the time, you know." I said, "Wow, that's what a wonderful thing. She never got touched over here, but she got things when she went home." And my brother, he was said, "Oh, you'd be surprised after I got touched. And now I feel like I gained my energy back. I keep practicing. I think I'm healed." I was so happy. I said, "But why me? You know, why not me? Was the Xanue, was a prejudice or something? You know?" I couldn't think what kind of prejudice it was. You know, I thought he would like men. No, he touched my brother, right? But he didn't touch me and my girlfriend. So I thought it was first. I thought he meant, but then I thought about but guys in here they got touched too. So that. I couldn't think of that was the right one. Not female either, you know. So they touched Brittany, his daughters, and everybody else. Well, I said, why me, and not Chinese, not American? So I got confused. So I said, I'm gonna try to come back and find out. To ask him, are you prejudiced or not? You know. So maybe they'll touch me this time. So I don't know. But this time I was expecting my brother came with me, but two of my brothers, we're all so excited we're gonna be here. But the last minute when my brother Jimmy, you know, he got hurt when he was working. So he really wanted to come. He called me and said, "Sanjay, I really want to go." I said, "Okay." Then he said, "I got to check with the doctor one more time." And the doctor said, "Nope, you're not allowed to go. You're not allowed to fly because you get twisted, you get hurt so much, you know, it's not good for you to do that. Sit so long on the airplane." So I said, "Oh," he was so depressed. I said, "Okay, I'm so sorry." So I think in fact, my other brother. So I went to this yesterday morning. I got everything packed for him to come with me. So he was a little scared, but I don't know. So I went to see him. He couldn't do anything. He got high blood pressure, almost 180. I said, oh my God. He lay there. He said, I'm so sick. I better lay down, sleep. I can't go to drive with him. I said, okay, fine. And I said, leave me alone by myself. So I never drive such long way myself, But it took me a long time, and finally I made it here. I was so relieved when I see the top lane, I said, I'm here. I'm so happy when I see Dr. J. I said, oh my God. And I feel I really want to find out. I really want to find out. So it's a funny things, And then when I walk around here, and I try to figure out the best place where maybe the Xanue will touch me or talk to me, But actually, I think they say I have to talk to him. I just talking to the tree. Hey, guys, where are you? Maybe I'm here, right? I'm here. I keep telling, hey, I'm here. I want you to know. So, okay, when then nothing was happening, but I know I'm here. They know I'm here, right? So in the nighttime, I was stay with everybody on the fields, and I was so grateful. David come and drag me and say, hey, Natasha, come. I want to show you something. So I went with him, and I said, we saw something. I said, wow, I want to go to see it, experience at least. He said, they touch him. I want to get touched. I won't be touched by so long. He even touched me right last time. I won't get touched. So I went down there. So I raised my hand like that. And I finally feel like someone tinkled things a little bit. I wasn't sure, is the real things touch me or just tree branch, So I touch it like this. I hit it up a little bit. But I touch again, since I come back another round. It's just like a little cloth, like a little cloth, It's like doing this, like this, goes to me, And I wasn't sure. So I went down there. Later on I said, are you sure? Is that you? And then stopped. So then I don't feel anymore. So since I have questions, I think, you have a question, I'm going to touch you. Make you have more questions. I think that's the way I'm thinking through my mind. So they said, go the other side. So I went to the other side, reached my hand. Oh, all the light. It was so far away. When I said, come. I said, which way? I can let them come to me, right? They said, talk into that. And I said, I keep singing, you are so beautiful to me. When I started singing that, you are so beautiful to me. Come to me. Then they stop. I see the lights. Oh, get closer and closer. I was so excited. I'm not kidding. So, and I started touching the light. When I was touching the light, just feel like something like little hand, That's the kind of feeling is so innocent. Just like little kids, make you feel that has nothing else, but it's just so pure. That kind of feeling gave it to me. I feel so pure and so happy and so peaceful. And I feel that way. That was the most wonderful feeling I had. I don't think the kids has prejudice anything. Because, they just show me, how much love they give it. Because I tell them they're so beautiful. That's the only thing I was thinking of, yeah. I was so happy. I'm not kidding. That's the most happiest things I ever had. And I know they are not prejudiced. At least the baby's not. I don't know the other one. Because I don't know the other one. Because it went down, when Matt took me down on the front to touch the wood pile, I kept saying, hey, come, are you prejudiced or not? Touch me. No, nothing, no response. I don't know. Maybe next time.
Okay.
So let me know. Thank you. Give me such a wonderful experience. I'm so happy I made Steve to tell me all this things, and my friends too. And this one, everybody. I'm just so happy. You guys gave me so much happiness and ease my pressure. I was so much depressed before I came over. There's so many things going in my life. Right now, happy. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Tracy.
My name is Tracy. I'm from Pendleton, Oregon. Also known as the center of the universe.
Thank you. Oh, I'm feeling better now. Okay, go ahead.
It's true.
Uh-huh.
I think Natasha said it all. I can't top that. Brittany came over to me last night, or actually we sat down in the middle last night, and Brittany said, are you not going to go over to the 3 o'clock position? I said, what's happening over at the 3 o'clock position? I don't hear very well. And she said, everybody said that they are seeing twinkling lights. And so I sat there for a second thinking there's a lot of people over there, and I waited till there weren't so many people over there. And but when I got down there, sure enough, there's a lot of twinkling lights in the trees, and not just twinkling, but moving. And everybody had their hands out, and it's a similar experience that I had last year also. But so I end up down the trail a little bit, and I actually put both my hands out and asked them to touch me. And I won't say it was a zap, it was more of an electrical current going up both of my arms. And then my fingers were outlined with light, and it happened like several times.
Awesome.
Happened several times. And there was, later on in the evening when I went to bed, I was by myself, and I put a camp chair by my cot, and I sat out there for a while before going to bed, and the same thing happened down there. I expressed a lot of gratitude because it was a really magical evening. Actually, there were a lot of lights in the trees that kept going on and off. There was circular motion in the trees, like lights chasing each other. It was an incredible evening.
Okay. Thank you. Back in the cheap seats.
I had a free ticket. My name's Teresa, and I'm from Springfield, Oregon. And I was in the meadow this day, and I saw red twinkling lights. I saw a glow in some of the trees, and I saw a white light come through, and I thought it was through the tree branches. I thought it was a star shining through, and all of a sudden it turned red, and then it turned white, and it was there was some backlit off of the trees from just a glow like a floodlight, and they were kind of going around and around. Other than that, just a lot of twinkle lights, and not too much. It got very cold. So that's about it for then. Oh, and after we got into the cot, we heard this ooh, 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 like he had his foot caught or something. and so then I woke up like 2 or 3 times during the night, and each time I woke up, there was the hoot owls were going, and in the early morning, I heard a little bit of footsteps, but it was more of a vibration, like the ground right at the head of my cot was vibrating. So, and that's about it.
Cool. Awesome. Thank you.
I'm Jane from Ohio. And last night I was near the 12 o'clock position, and most everything that happened for me was on the left side by the wood pile. But I saw the most I've ever seen since I've been here. I mean, there were white lights, there were orbs, I saw green, red, what was it? Oh, the white, and then the flashes, and then somebody's car going off all the time. I mean, there was so much going on, and the owls. I mean, I couldn't believe the owls. I swear they had a 15-20-minute chat. They just kept going on and on. And then it did get kind of cold, and it seemed like things quieted down, at least in our area. So about 1:20, someone advised us to go to bed, and so we did. And I went down to the area, and I had 3 cots in our area, and mine was down this way, and then there were 2 behind me like this. And I lay down, and somebody very nice gave me an extra blanket so I wouldn't freeze. And I laid down, and I closed my eyes, and I was relaxing, and I heard someone walking around us. And it was heavy, heavy steps. And I know that because, you know, we're off the trail, and I had heard the steps earlier, and it sounds like someone walking through leaves, you know. But this was very heavy, and I just thought, okay, I'm here, do what you have to do. And I felt one little, I mean, not little, it was like something hit me right there, and I went to sleep. I slept all night until 3:45. I'm glad she looked at her clock, because they woke me up too, the owls.
Yeah.
And I did fall back asleep till about 5, but very nice experience.
Thank you.
Thank you, Matt and Cynthia, for letting us come here, and all my friends and family. you guys feel like family.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to say one more thing. I just got to thinking about, and I had to actually come in and ask a few other people. The only way I know to describe it is like when we were kids and we would make the little Kleenex box, little guitar with the rubber bands. When you pluck a rubber band, it gets that vibrational sound thing. I kept hearing that around me, and I couldn't understand it. Never really heard or felt that before. But then once we all came in for breakfast, I started asking folks, and now I'm really starting to wonder if I was feeling or receiving or something, some of their vibrational pulses or something maybe. I don't understand, but I just wanted to add that because that is something that I feel that I really experienced last night.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Brittany.
Good morning. I'm Brittany from Wheaton, Utah. I don't really know what to share. There's a lot to share, and I'm still processing it all. But last night was definitely a magical evening. The 3 o'clock trail was absolutely beautiful. It was very moving. There was just a lot last night, and when I did fall asleep, it was very good sleep. So it was good.
Without disclosing anything,
Yes.
is it fair to say that it was so magical and so moving that you were moved to a point of tears?
That's not fair, Matt.
Can I take that as a yes? Yes?
Yes, Matt.
Okay.
I was moved to tears.
Okay. Thank you, Brittany.
You're welcome.
I love Cindy Johnson. I love Cindy Johnson. Here's our world famous weekend event cook, Cindy Johnson. Hi, Cindy.
Hi.
What up?
I sat down by the wood pile because I know that's where lots of things happen. And last year I heard some poor big guy walking around and tripping, and I felt bad for him because he probably was a little embarrassed. But I thought that's where I want to be. And that's where everybody ended up coming down to introduce themselves to the Xanue. And it was really awesome. It was neat. I knew they were standing in front of us, but I didn't really see anything or hear much of anything. But it was a very emotional time last night. Very emotional for a lot of people and for myself. And days prior to that, I had my fibromyalgia got really bad, and Matt said that they would be down there to help me, and I was hurting so bad I took a bunch of meds I just needed to be knocked out because I couldn't handle it by myself. And before all these guys got here, I was laying on my cot 3 nights ago, and Matt said they'll let you know they're down there. And as I was drifting off, I heard Cindy, and then they do and I'd sit up and say, Matt, are you out here? And nobody was out there. And then I'd start drifting off, and I told them, I'm so loopy from these drugs, I can't stay awake. And I'd feel a little poke, and maybe they'd touch my arm or touch my leg, and they'd go, Cindy. And that went on for a long time with them calling my name just to see, am I still with them? And I was pretty loopy, so no, I wasn't really with them. But they were definitely there helping me out. And slept good last night, slept wonderful last night. And it's just been really neat to meet everybody and to see everybody and to listen to what they're experiencing. And I'm sure people think, oh, Cindy's the one to be by because she's a magnet, and I don't know that I am or not, but I love being by with everybody coming down to the same spot where I'm at. It's really fun, and I enjoy it. So I just enjoy hearing everybody else's testimonies. And things do happen. Things are definitely happening here. And to me, they're just kind of normal, and I forget to share some things because to me it's just kind of normal.
Thank you. AJ.
My name is AJ from Phoenix, Arizona. And just like everybody else, they're saying at the 3 o'clock, there's a lot of lights. Saw a lot of flying around over by the right corner mostly. But there was this one time when everybody was gone. And I was just there by myself. And it was like actually around the same time you guys started playing music. I remember I just kneeling down. I was looking out down the trail. But it was like really dark, so I couldn't see anything. And then as soon as you guys started playing the music, I just heard like something coming towards me. It was coming like pretty fast. So I'm not gonna lie, I got kind of scared. But like, I got up because I thought somebody was coming. I actually thought somebody was coming. Because I think you were sleeping already.
Me?
So, no. So I thought she was coming. So I got up, but nobody ever came. So I was like, oh. Like Xanue?
Yep. Pretty cool.
That was pretty cool.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hi, I'm Regina from Daphne, Alabama. I went up to the meadow with the big group that went to the 3 o'clock trail. And I was a little upset because I couldn't see the lights at first, like everyone else was describing. But after about a minute or so, I started seeing little glows, and then I could see the little twinkles, and they would move back and forth. And then I finally went down a little further into the trail, and I did feel like when I put my hand out that I could see a little of the sparkles on my fingers, excuse me. And then later we went up to lie down, and I was looking toward facing the 12 o'clock position. I thought I saw something up in the trees to the, well, I guess that would be 11 o'clock or so. It looked like a glow, and something moved across it a couple of times. I don't know what that was. And then I heard the same owl a lot, just like Amy described. But that was about it.
Okay, thank you. Armani.
My name's Armani, and I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. And like everybody, it was just, when we went over there by the meadow, it was just, no, I saw my brother over there. So I went to go over there. When nobody was there, it was like when we first got there. And I went over there and I was like, you seeing anything? And he was like, yeah. And then I saw two. There's a tree right here, and there's two on both sides. I approached him and I was like, do you see that? He's like, yeah. I was like, you see that? I was like, yeah. I thought my eyes were playing tricks on me. And he was like, you see that, right? I was like, yeah, I see that. I'm like, oh. We were like, oh my gosh, we see him. And we weren't crazy because we both could see him at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
And then that's when I went to go get my grandpa. And then after like 20 minutes, 30 minutes later, when everybody started coming, there was just so many, just like a little river of them coming. They're getting closer, and some of them backed away, and then some of them got closer. We moved up, we all introduced ourselves, said hello, come closer. We're friendly, saying, we're friendly, we don't want to hurt you, just want to do it. And then after everybody, it died down, everybody went to the meadow, playing songs. We went to go get waters, and then when we were coming back from the back, and we looked up, I was with my grandpa in the trees when you guys were playing music. We could see a bunch of twinkling lights when you're playing, like dancing and everything, moving. And then after that, we went to sleep, and I just knocked out because I was so tired. Decided to